Hi and welcome. Last week I took you through a 2-hour workshop on starting out on. I just wanted to give you the highlights of it. And if you're at that workshop, you'll be receiving the PowerPoint and a link to my video tutorials. So we started off that workshop on one of my favorite videos from Hootsuite, which is the Game of Thrones, or the game of social media. And we talked about what each platform really is about, whether it was Instagram or Google Plus or Facebook or LinkedIn and whatnot. So it was I love this little video. So if you're a Game of Thrones geek as I am, you may want to take a look at this video. Search under Hootsuite social media and you'll see what we're talking about. Hootsuite Game of Thrones rather. So let's just move over to the PowerPoint now. So what we wanted, obviously this is the PowerPoint from the actual workshop. I'm not going to go through all 88 slides, just going to give you some of the highlights. So digital marketing starting out, what we did in the we talked about what works, the plans that you need to have in place, and some tips. We talked about LinkedIn is for business owners. If you go to conferences and you want to be on one platform and you want to network with other business professionals, LinkedIn might be the one for you. In general, people spend around 20 minutes a month on LinkedIn, and that's about it. I have a tip for you on how to do all of your social media in just 5 minutes a day, so I'll be talking about that next. But in general, the people that are on what I'm talking about here is, where is your target market? And so you want to be on the platform that your target market is on. So LinkedIn is for business professionals. If you're networking and you're getting your leads, or if you're hiring business professionals, or you're selling to business professionals and you want to get a reputation in front of them and you want to share your knowledge, LinkedIn might be where you want to go. You can upload videos, native videos. I take this video, I save it, I can upload it directly to LinkedIn if it's 10 minutes or under. Facebook, you can upload videos as well if it's a much longer length of time. And Facebook, generally 35 years or older, men and women. Of course, there are more women on it. People spend up to 2 hours a day on Facebook, stalking their friends and catching up on what everyone is doing. You can post, you can do videos, you can create events. The events are powerful on Facebook because they remind people in the area. You don't have to post. Once you create an event, it reminds people in the area that this event is happening. If one of your friends were interested, or somebody that's interested in the event, it tells them that the event's about to happen, and it tells their friends that, hey, a friend of yours is going to this event. So events are very powerful. LinkedIn and Facebook behave the same in that you need to have one human account, and then from that account you can create business pages if you want. So I always say on LinkedIn, it's like going to a conference. You've got a name badge. Well, that would be your human account on LinkedIn. It's like a resume on steroids. It's your human account. It's all about you. It's your identity. It's up to you to drive your identity on LinkedIn. And then on LinkedIn, if you create a company page, that's like having a booth at a conference. It's like having a booth. If you want to have, so you can go to a conference without a booth and just walk around. That would be your personal profile on LinkedIn, where you can like things. You can go up to different people that are at the conference, or different companies that are at the conference, and introduce yourself. As the company page, you want to put things out there as the booth, as the company, and there can be all sorts of people associated with that company, just like at a conference. Then there's groups at a conference, which are like going to breakout sessions, or like going to workshops at a conference. So you can join a group if you want, just like going to a breakout session at a conference. It's people with like minds, people that have certain interests. Or you can create a group on LinkedIn, just like you can host a workshop at a conference. So think of it that way. Search engine on LinkedIn is fabulous with regards how you can search on LinkedIn. So our video tutorials have beginners and advanced use of LinkedIn, beginners and advanced use of Facebook, and I'm just going to show you a few in a second. Twitter is really depends on your community, and it could be your local community. Is it or is it not on Twitter? Or the community you're a part of, your industry group, or the people you sell to, or your interests, your knowledge partners, are they on community of interests? What I was trying to say, are they on Twitter? So what I always said is, for a month before you start any platform aggressively as your brand, see what others are doing on that platform, and is it something you want to be part of? So what's incorrect on here, I don't know if you can see it, but on Twitter, it's actually 2 minutes and 20 seconds now is the length of time a native video can be. So if I'm doing a video and it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds, I can upload it to video. If it's under 2 minutes and 20 seconds, I can upload it directly to video. If it's 2 minutes and 21 seconds, it won't let me. So it's a new length of time on video on Twitter. So on Twitter, you create it with one email and you get one account. There's no business account. There's no fancy stuff like it is on Facebook, on LinkedIn with one email. You create your personal account, and on both LinkedIn and Facebook, you can create multiple business accounts. Twitter, one account with one email, that's it. Instagram, a little bit different. Instagram, 35 years and under are the people that are on Instagram. It's very visually based, so if you have a target market that's under 35 years of age and you have a visually based product or service, you definitely want to be on Instagram. So Instagram has the ability to create one account with one email. So you want to decide which is that email that's driving your social media platforms. I always suggest you create a Gmail account that drives your Google Place, your Google Map, your Google Analytics, your YouTube channel, and then with that drive your accounts as well. So with Instagram, though, the difference is when you create it, you can convert that one same email account that you just created on Instagram to a business account, which is what I help all my clients do. And why do you do that? Because you want to measure your results. Every time you post, you will get results on how well that post did with any of LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And for Instagram, though, it needs to be the business account. And for any of these, you can actually promote the actual post as well, or tweet, or business Facebook post on LinkedIn. So you can actually promote them, and on all of them you can upload native videos, so it's very cool. And on Instagram, the native video can only be 90 seconds. So Pinterest depends on the community I'm working with. I was working with wedding planners the other day. Of course, they would definitely want to be on Pinterest, because brides planning their wedding, big user of Pinterest. People planning trips, if you're a resort and you have some beautiful grounds around you and some beautiful tourism attractions around you, you definitely want to be on Pinterest as well. So it depends on your industry. If you're an architect, you may want to be on Pinterest. So there's a lot of reasons to be on Pinterest. So Snapchat are for humans 21 or under, and on Snapchat, one of the big things that my clients use Snapchat for is if their target market is under 21, and if they have pop-up booths at different locations where around them there are many people that are 21 years or younger, they create a geofence around Snapchat. So that's something that I'll be creating a video on pretty soon and showing you how to do that. I've created one earlier that you might have seen, but I'll be putting another one into my video tutorials for you. So that's kind of an overview, and then we dove into each one for 2 hours in a lot more detail. But the biggest thing is, people say, I don't have time for all of that. Well, you do have time. If you've decided I'm going to post 3 times a week, because 3 times a week I think is the minimum you should post if you're on any of the platforms, and your time can be as simple as 5 minutes each one of those days. So what are you going to do? For the first thing you're going to do is look to see and act on your notifications. Is someone trying to get your attention? Has someone liked something that you have done, or has somebody actually tagged you in a post, which means they're trying to get your attention because they think you might find their information valuable? So then you may want to retweet it or share it. So you want to do that first. The second thing you want to do is you want to connect or like to posts or to accounts. So be strategic. So you think, okay, what am I the knowledge expert in? So I have a group of people I've already decided I'd like to follow. So go and see what they're up to and acknowledge some of them. So that might work as well for you. Then look at your calendar. Everything you do needs to be on a calendar. We're going to talk about that in a second. Every single business that I've worked with, and I post for about 10 different companies, and I trained a number of companies. I've trained thousands of business professionals. And in that, every time I go back to someone after the training is complete, and I say, how is it going? All of those that pull out their calendar and say, oh yeah, it's going well, they pull out a calendar and their calendar is actually filled in and they've got check marks because they've been strategic. They know that they're about these 3 things, and because of that, they have it in their calendar that they're going to talk about thing number 1 twice a week, thing number 2 once a week, thing number 3 once a month, because they've decided how important each thing is. And then they've decided, okay, now knowing that they want to be known for giving back to the community, because people work with people they give that are community advocates more so than not. Then they also want to talk about how their clients love their product. So twice a week they talk about that. And then once a week they talk about something that's new. And how do they do that? They might be interviewing one of their staff about what's new. And how do they talk about what the clients like? Their staff is interviewing one of their clients, or their clients are showing a picture of their client using the product and indicating what it is that the client loves about it. So in all cases, they know what they're going to post every day, and there's no mystery, and that has increased their revenue, decreased their marketing costs. And that's what it's all about: increasing revenue, decreasing marketing costs. So look at your calendar and decide, okay, what day is it today? Is it a throwback Thursday? Is it a Friday fun day? Is it a tasty Tuesday? Or do I have an event coming up and I want to create buzz about that event? So the beginning of every month, I sit with my clients, we look to see what's going on that month and the following month, and we create our calendar. So if there's an event, we really start talking about that event in a way that brings up photos and videos of last time we had that event or what's going to happen at this event. So what are you going to do? How are you going to build that buzz towards that event? And then there are certain days that you may decide, I am not going to post anything myself, but on this day, perhaps twice, you're going to go in and share relevant posts or tweets from your partners, and you want to do that as well. So that is 5 minutes a day to really help you get going, and then you get the feel for it, and then it starts becoming, you want to be more engaged with it because it becomes easier. But if you force yourself to do those 3 steps, 5 minutes a day for the 3 days you've decided to post on social media, you're going to find that it's going to become easier. So, and don't forget, one of the things I always ask people to do is to search for themselves on Google and see if they are a retail location. Have they claimed their location? The red circle is not around it when it's not claimed. I'm just showing you, look for, when you search for yourself, go to Google My Business, and it says get started, and it'll ask you to search for your business, and then it'll come up if it's already there, and then you can claim it if you haven't claimed it already. And why do you want to do that? It helps with your SEO. And what you want to do when you claim it, you're going to put in the times that you're open, you're going to put in photos, you're going to put in keywords. If you haven't claimed your business, or if you're brand new to opening up a new business, so it's not on Google yet, they will send you you go and you fill in the information, and they send you a postcard, so you'll get something in the mail from Google with a 6-digit number, and then you can claim it. In the meantime, you can add photos, you can add your website, you can add certain information, and when you get your 6-digit number, you can put that in. So it's really easy to create your Google business, claim it, and if you are going to be using YouTube at that point, use that same Gmail account that you claimed your business for, and that you've put on your logo on your business now and some photos. You may want to brand your YouTube channel. Use that same Gmail account to brand your user account. Also use that same Gmail account for your Google Analytics, and if you're going to do Google Ads. So it's all in nicely in one place. One day if you decide to sell your company, you got your Google account that goes together with your company. So keep it nicely tied in one bow, and I like to drive my social media accounts with that same Google account. So it's simple to do, so I'm not going to get into details with this. I have a lot of video tutorials on how to claim it. Once you claim it, you're able to put in photos. One of the things my team is doing now, my husband and I are a team, as you know, and what we're doing is 360 video tours for Google. So we will come into your location and do a 360 tour, and that goes onto your Google map, and that gives you better search results. So that's something we do. Someone finds you, instead of just the outside tour that Google has done already, we actually will create inside walkthrough tours for you. So that's part of our services. So I'm not going to get into this. We then got into who's on Facebook and who's on each. What I want to do is just show you instead. So let me just show you, for example, one account we just started, they're just launching in a week's time, is our friends at Lock Stop Cafe. So Lock Stop Cafe, they're just starting. They figured out their logo, so you can see the same logo across all of their platforms. So, whoops, wrong company. And oh, here we are, sorry. So you can see the same logo across all of their companies, so all of their platforms. So that's one of the first things you want to do, is make sure you have the same logo that ends up being the logo people see next to all of your posts. That's important. Once you have that and you're happy with it, don't change it, because that's your branding. People have attention spans of gnats. You go and change that too often, people aren't going to recognize who you are, because that's all they see. They don't see, they say that 70% of the people don't come back to your page after they've liked you, because they don't. So your cover can change as often as you want. So we have a grand opening coming up, so we have that on the cover. So if I look at Twitter, again, it's the same logo, and you can see we have similar posts going on. But on Twitter, of course, what I've shared with the group is a good tweet has a hashtag in it with which location you're in, but it also, so here's a couple of hashtags with the location we're in, and this is a tweet that was done by Kawartha Now, so they've done it perfectly, obviously. So they're in Buckhorn, they're talking about Peterborough at their new location, and they're talking about a article they've just written on Kelly, who's opening up Lock Stop Cafe, which is awesome. So we were listening for that on Lock Stop Cafe, and we retweeted it. So that's gone out, and it had a little bit of love and a little bit of retweeting. So here's one where we asked a question, and oh no, this one is letting people know that we have some pop-up artists that are going to be in this new location, and we showed an example of who they are, and we had 14 people like it, 3 people retweet it. But how did these people even see it? Because you tagged the photo on Twitter. It's critical to tag the photo on Twitter, and we showed you how to do that. So you can see there's all of these other handles here, but it's not in the words. Those are people that you know might be interested in what you just posted, and because they want to see you successful. So you tag those people that make sense, that you see might be interested, and once you tag them, they will maybe retweet it. So here's another one where we said countdown's on, 16 days till we open, and 11 people liked it, 5 people retweeted it, and we tagged a bunch of people. I always say, if you don't tag anybody, it's like winking at someone in the dark. You know what you're doing, but no one else does. So if you don't tag someone and you hope that they see it, they may not. So tagging them is the secret to growth. So we've just started this account a couple weeks ago, and we're at 29 followers on that one. We've just started their Instagram account at the same time. We're at 43 followers, and we started their Facebook account at the same time. We're at 71 followers. So it's pretty exciting. And so what we're doing with this one, because they're opening up in a week's time, we've had a countdown on. So we thought of, what do we want to do? We want to let people know little by little what this cafe is going to be all about. So we do a countdown is what we've done. So we've got 8 days to go, 9 days to go. We're showcasing some of the articles that have been written. 10 days to go. We're showcasing some of the things we're going to be selling in the location. 11 days to go. We're showcasing some of the items, and we're going to be this one's 12 days ago. We're showing what the location is looking like inside now. We're asking if anybody has a 1-inch rope that they might know of, and that was caused some nice comments and a lot of shares. And then this one, 13 days to go, we're talking about some of the other things that are going on. 14 days ago, we're showcasing some of the food we're going to have. So you can see basically, the countdown is on. So when we have that going across all of their platforms. Here's another one that I do for them, which is not another company is Knock on Wood, and you can see their logo is the same across these two platforms. They're only on Facebook and Instagram. So you can see these guys are a upscale furniture company, and they have interior designers who also work at the company. And so these are fantastic and as I said, high-end companies. And in this case, with them, they want people to know that they have unique furniture. It's the kind of furniture you buy that's going to last a lifetime. It's got style, like the people that buy it that are unique individually. We have Knock on Wood Homes, people who invite us in to take pictures of their furniture after they buy it from the Knock on Wood people. There's all sorts of wonderful interior designers that work at Knock on Wood, and we interview them to find out what it is that they like about some of the Knock on Wood furniture, and they tell us, and those are the posts that do the best. Those ones where we're talking to the interior designers. Whoops. When we introduce an interior designer who's showing us something, it ends up doing better, honestly, than the other posts. So I always say, make your posts human to human when you can. It's all about the people behind the organization. It's not just the organization. It's the people who make the organization what it is. That's what really works. It's the people that actually work there and the people that use your products. So you can see we have a schedule here on talking about the various types of interior designers and what they like about the furniture and the different brands that they have. So here's one where we created this little video using a tool called Animoto, which I absolutely love. And in that we indicate what Lydia likes about West Brothers furniture. So it's quotes from West Brother, quotes from Lydia, the interior designer, and then photos of the actual interior, the furniture we're talking about, and that's something we put out there. So here's another one where Trudy's talking to us about another piece that she's interested in, another brand. So then you can see with that we have on Instagram, we show some of the staff, we show some of the products, and and again, you keep your consistency. It looks very different from Lock Stop Cafe because it's a totally different company. Then if you look at Trent Valley Honda, that's their logo. And here again, what we're doing is we have a strict calendar, and we're introducing people on Friday, and you can see we introduced 2 new product specialists, Jeff, product specialist, and a service advisor, and that one got a lot of love. And then we do Throwback Thursdays on Thursdays. Obviously, that one got a lot of love. And then we do product information in between. And then we remind them about the service hours that we have and what's going on at that point as far as what you need to know for your car, and all the community work that they do at Trent Valley Honda. So, and again, you can see the activity is carried through on Instagram, and it's carried through on Twitter. And in all cases, we try to figure out what kind of contests can we have that would make sense. Contests that extend what you do for a living to your target audience. So those people that are your target audience might engage, and then all of their friends might see it. 89% of the people out there trust their friends when they like something over just the brand pushing it out there. So that's one of the things you want to do. So that's about it I want to share with you. I mean, we went through after that all of these different slides on Facebook, the difference between your personal account and how you can change your settings to really, on every single social media platform, you need to change your settings so that you're comfortable with the number of notifications you get and who can see your own actual activity. So those are things you want to do on your private one for your human Facebook or your human LinkedIn account. And then for the business ones, they're open to people. for your target clients to see, and you can pay to boost and target your posts on your business ones. One of the things most people don't realize is that only 3% of any of the posts that you put out there on Facebook are seen by your target audience. So that's why engagement is so important. It's so important to have engagement. With overstock liquidations, one of the clients that I work with, we were at around 9,000 likes, kind of got stuck there. Then we introduced e-auctions, and that helped us increase our likes again and the activity on our page. So you got to decide what works for my type of company. Well, in this case, obviously, we're overstocked with a number of different products, so we were able to introduce e-auctions of their products. And there's one I already showed you, the Lock, Stop, and Cafe. For a company, what you want to do is you go to the company, you go to your own settings, and this is where you're able to go through all of your settings on your company page and decide, do I want people to be able to tag me, yes or no? And you should want people to tag your company page, because that way they can say, oh, here I am at Lock, Stop, Cafe, and it's tagging you. Now that you know they're there and they've put it out there in public, you can share it. And that kind of activity gives you, again, 89% more trust than if you just try to put out a post. So there's a bunch of things that we went through. One of the big things on social media is leveraging video. Video is huge. When you upload a video now to Facebook, it actually creates a video channel for you. So I keep on saying a channel, and people say, oh, you mean YouTube? No, I mean Facebook. They create a video channel. You upload a video, or you create this thing which is called a carousel, and it creates a video for you. So you just put in a bunch of stills in this case, and it'll create a video for you, and it becomes part of your channel right away. So this is a video channel for one of the wedding folks I was working with recently. So you can put a feature video, and that's what you should do as to what you do, and then all your other videos are down there, and it creates a whole link just to your video channel on Facebook. Events are huge. Events are huge if you're going to be at a trade show, if you have an anniversary, if you have a grand opening, if you have a sale. So events kind of cheat Facebook. Like I said, you do a post on Facebook, it only goes out to 3% of those people that like you on Facebook. But when you create an event, it reminds people that there's an event happening in the area, that people are interested in your event. It reminds their friends that there's a friend of theirs that's interested. It's really a great way to get your reach out there. And you can, one event we just did for 2 days for one of my clients, we had 57,000 people as the reach for that event, and we just boosted it for $10. I mean, it was pretty amazing. When you boost anything, whether it's an event or just a post on Facebook or on Twitter or on Instagram or on LinkedIn, you're able to say exactly where you want it to go, which city. You can do a pin drop and indicate where you want it to go. You can also say on Facebook, I want it to go to people that are interested in hockey, perhaps. Your target market is are hockey players. Plus, I want them to be interested in baseball. Plus, I want them to be interested. You can do all sorts of interests. Or you can say, I want them to be post-college graduates. Or you can say, I want them to be of a certain, they have a certain job title or interests. So regional, job title, interests, age. You can say what age group you want them, and if you want them to be both male and female, or just males or just females. Very, very targeted, an excellent way to really promote yourself. So I'm not going to get into the rest of these. We talked a lot about videos and the importance of captioning a video, because they say a large percentage of people, 90% of people watch videos with the sound off. So if you do not caption it, they have the sound off, so they're only seeing the visual part of the video. However, as soon as the captions are on, the percentage of time they watch your video increases, always increases when you have captions. So it's a brilliant thing to do. What I always suggest you do, once a month, look at all of your measures and see which exact posts behave the way you wanted it to post. So, what did they do? What did they click on? Did they click on it? Did you want people to click through to your website on this post? Did they? Or did you want them just to watch the video? Did they? or did you get no engagement on it? So you kind of look to see which ones are working the way you want them to work. Click on it, see what you did, and then remember that when you're planning what you're going to do next month. Okay, so I'm not going to get into that, and I'm not going to get into any of this right now either. And I hope that was helpful. I do want to share one more thing with you. We talked about hashtags and how to create your hashtags and find your hashtags. We talked about Instagram and how to measure on Instagram. We talked about a little bit how to do your audit. There's steps I take people through if they want to audit themselves on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis. Digital marketing checklist, what you want to do, building up to anything that you're doing online. So you create your strategy, you claim your place, you create your communications calendar, and then you basically work out a video tease, a photo tease, perhaps a decrease in price if you're trying to have a grand opening on a certain day, maybe a decrease in price a month before, a week before. Anyways, these are teasers we took people through. And what we really talked about in all cases is what are your purposes. Your purposes, one should be your soul. How do you get people to trust you? Another purpose should be how do you get them to know what you do for a living? Another purpose should be how do you get them to know that you're the expert. So what's your product? How do they trust you? And how do they know you're an expert? So there's all sorts of ways to do that. Sharing client testimonials, sharing your history, showing what you do locally, all sorts of ways to do that on all your platforms. So I always think about it by the end of the summer or the end of the year, what will people know about you? So it's a year out, what do they know about you? So what have you told them for them to know that about you? And there's all these different techniques that we talked about on how to do that properly. One of my clients that we did some training at, I was delighted to see their success after the training. And again, what's it based at? When I asked her how it went, she pulled out her calendar. There's nothing more important than that calendar. Okay, so I'm going to this is what I wanted to get to. One of the things you really need to be familiar with is how to make things simple for yourself. Once you know what your strategy is and your purpose, and you want to collect these 3 or 4 pictures, and all you have is your cell with you, and there's a client of yours that's delighted, they're engaged, you know that they're on social media, you'd love to get a photo with them or create a little video. So you need to practice and know how to do it. And there's some tools that I share in all of my workshops, and these are just some of them. Quick is one that allows you to, any of the videos and photos you have on your cell, you can use Quick to stitch them together. It's a very simple thing to do, and on each frame you can add different words. So you're helping the people that are watching it with the sound off to actually know what the video is about, and you're helping your brand, you're helping get the message across. Legend is one that a lot of people use. If you just have a photo and you want to have that photo have some words that move on it, like this kind of thing, a lot of people use Legend. Everyone I've worked with that I introduce Legend to, they end up using it ongoing. Then there's Canva. A lot of people use Canva to create a flyer type of activity where they're able to put on their logo, some personalization, or if they want a cover for Facebook or a cover for YouTube, they have preset modes, and it's free. So Canva is a really good one. This one here that I'm using, it's a photo I took on my cell when we were on vacation. So I put it through Photify, which makes the photo a little bit sharper, and then I used Logolicious, which allowed me to add my logo to it. So I was able to brand it, and we were finalists for an award that we were not in town for, so we wanted to thank people because we were finalists. So it's all sorts of ways you can use these tools, and that's one of the things we like to do. Remember I had mentioned Snapchat, and that you can create a filter on Snapchat. So what I meant by a geo filter on Snapchat is, say you were having an event here and you knew that this event that you're having, there's all sorts of people in that area that are under 21, and your target market is under 21. You can create a filter, you can indicate where it is. You can see this filter is around whatever it says, 1 million square feet, 1.5 million square feet. So it looks like it's about 5 blocks. and it's $26. And I've got it just for looks like a 4-hour period from 3 p.m. until 11 p.m. for when the event is. So whenever they're there, they want to Snapchat a picture or a video, and as they're doing it, they look for the filter they want to put their faces in the middle of, and your filter comes up. So you make it fun, you put your logo in it, you say something that they would like that picture, whatever you have in that picture of the frame, to be with them when they take it. So it's kind of cool, it's easy to do. So we did this Snapchat filter for a Humane Society gala, so that we did not too long ago. So the people, their faces were here. I think we made this smaller in the end. We didn't make it that big so that there's more room for the person's face. So that's about it. This is Canva, which we take you through. Animoto, it's another great tool. And there's, when you do stuff, do it right. You know, these light boxes for products are not expensive anymore. They're only, you can get them for $35. You can make your own as well. Just makes a real big difference when you're trying to display your product. And if you're going to do live streams, and this is a live stream on Instagram, if your target market is 35 or under, you click the live stream. Practice though before you do it. Do a few, make sure you know what you're talking about, make sure the lighting is good, make sure your sound is good, and make sure you have a good high speed, because live stream needs a good high speed, and make sure you don't run out of battery on your cell, because they are battery hogs as well. So there's all sorts of little things that you can do to live stream. Is like an event where it reminds people in the area, lets people know in the area that there's a live stream happening. So whether you're doing it on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, it behaves the same way, which is really powerful. So I think that's about it. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I wanted to share with you. This is just an example of when I tag, the impact it has. It's huge. And when you tag someone, these are all the measures. Okay, so I'm going to stop now, because you can see there's a lot more here than we have time for, but just wanted to thank you again for letting me be part of your workshop the other day. I hope you find this interesting, and we will send you the full deck and also an access to the video tutorial system. In that video tutorial system, you will have access to all my 70 video tutorials that I've created like this, but they're 15 minutes or shorter, and we have access to all sorts of them on strategy, the 9 steps to create your strategy, why you should be on which platform, Facebook Basic, Facebook Advanced, how to create Facebook pages, how to post many different ways, how to do your contests, same for Twitter, how to tweet, how to create it, how to do contests, how to grow it, how to measure it, how to boost in both cases or promote it, LinkedIn Basic, and then how to create your company page, how you endorse people, how you recommend people, and then LinkedIn Advanced, how you grow on LinkedIn, how you search on LinkedIn, Instagram, how you just start up your Instagram business account, and then all sorts of Google advice on how to improve your SEO, how to claim your Google space. So that's what's on my video tutorials for you. Thanks.